So you've probably met one of my YouTube videos, or maybe this is your first YouTube video. But if you're new here, my name is Seth, and in this video we're going to discuss 3 lessons I've learned from the 2 months experience I've been on YouTube. I started this YouTube channel November last year, 2024, depending on when you're watching this video. But I've learned 3 lessons and I think they are worth sharing. They are not fixed on only YouTubers, but even also in any life experience. So if you're new here, on this channel we dive deep into the worlds of tech, physics and personal growth, all tailored together to spark curiosity, innovation and empower your journey into a more meaningful and purposeful life. So if that sounds interesting, please consider subscribing. Lesson number 1, the goal lesson. Just like last year, most of us in this new year have actually set goals, and we plan that those goals are actually going to be achieved by the end of this year. And if you're to make a flashback, some of the goals that we set last year actually were not achieved. But there are some secrets I found in goal setting that we have to incorporate in our goal setting this year. This lesson doesn't apply to only YouTubers, but also even in life advice. Secret number 1, write down those goals. If you write them down, research has it clear that you're about 42% more likely to achieve those goals. And why is it so? Because when you write those goals, it always becomes easy for you to look at them and remember that those goals are actually there, instead of only leaving them into your brain. By the way, there is a quote that says that your brain is meant for generating ideas, not for keeping them. Therefore, if you think that your goals are going to be kept in your brain, my fellow YouTuber, my friend, fellow creator, or anyone else watching this video, those goals are more likely not to be achieved. Reason why? You didn't write them down. Secret number 2, journaling brings clarity. Now, I recently had this lesson from a guy called Tintin. Tintin was one of the employees at Ali Abdal's limited company whatsoever, that YouTuber, the productivity guy. And so he says that the moment you set time apart to journal something, more so something related to your goals, write them down. It brings a sense of clarity to you, and you be informing yourself that actually I have to hit this goal. So if you get time and set time apart, start journaling stuff related to your goals. It will bring clarification to you that you really want to achieve those goals. Secret number 3. The secret number 3 is to monitor your progress. Now, everyone knows it clear that if you're trying to build a muscle, it is better for you to always monitor it. If you're trying to lose weight, it's better to buy a weighing scan and always weigh yourself every morning after making exercises and after doing whatever. If you monitor your progress, it is easy to work toward your goal. Secret number 4. Please, after trying all the 3 secrets, treat yourself as a system or a robot. Now, you probably know that when robots fail at something or at a task, they are not beaten. Just instead, their system is engineered and made sure that it works again. Therefore, treat yourself as a robot. Don't beat yourself up because you haven't hit goal X, because you haven't. What you have to do is take a deep breath, eat well, have a good sleep, and wake up tomorrow and do something. Now, these lessons didn't make any meaning before I started a YouTube channel, but after starting a YouTube channel, I found out that these lessons are really worth sharing. Reason why? After starting a YouTube channel, I really started treating myself as a person with like a 9 to 5 probably. And so I always wake up having these goals I want to make, I want to achieve. And if I don't achieve them, I always feel, man, I have lost this day, tomorrow what is good. But after I had started really making a YouTube channel, I said no, I have to start treating myself as a system or as a robot. Robots don't beat themselves up, but engineers make sure that their system has to be renovated. Therefore, take yourself as a robot or a system. Lesson number 2, the game theory. Now, in life, there are 2 types of games. There is an infinite game and a finite game. Okay. Now, some of the examples of a finite game are maybe like a football match, like a pool table tennis match, or whatever. These are the games that are played for a certain block of time, and after that time, one party wins and the game ends. And so the main goal of the game is one party to win. But now when you come to infinite games, it brings us to games like marriage. Marriage is not a finite game. You have to play the marriage goal until death brings you apart, whatever. Games like doing YouTube, you have to do YouTube until it's not a game that you have to win and therefore finish. Games like financial freedom, you have to play that game until maybe you die. You don't hit a point and say, now I have to relax. So YouTube has really brought this sense of game theory to me, and I've found out that hitting a certain number of views or hitting a certain number of subscriber count is not the goal. It's all about the journey. It's all about continuing or sustaining the game. Therefore, it is this infinite game theory that has really helped me develop that sense of playing in this game. And so you always find people saying that, I think if I hit this subscriber count, I'll be happy. If I hit this view count, I'll be happy. No, please. It's all about the journey. Because if you really tie yourself on the output goal, my friend, you'll just burn out. So treat this YouTube or whatever task you're given to as a game that you're supposed to play continuously, not playing towards an end. So after knowing that lesson, I said, well, I have to focus on the input goals. I don't have to focus on the output goals. Output goals are the goals you don't have control over, but input goals are the goals that you have control over. For example, you can say that I'll be publishing a video a week. That is an input goal. You have control over it. But if you say that I want to hit a 1K subscriber count by the end of this month, damn. That is a goal that you have no control over. It is not in your control that you have to hit a certain count of views or subscribers. So, my friend, my fellow YouTuber or creator there, or whatever thing you're working on, it is better to focus on the input goals than the output goals, because you always have more control over the input goals than the output goals. Lesson number 3, motivation is a myth. Now, before I started the YouTube channel, I always thought that most of the things really come after you have been motivated. You are motivated to, for example, write a song or or go journaling, and you go and do. But I found out that if you start doing something consistently, even when initially it was your hobby, sometimes you have to push yourself to do that thing. Now, recently I finished a book called Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdaal, and one of the first chapters, he talks about how to incorporate play in your work. And it's all about making your work feel like a play, feel like a game that you enjoy to play. After doing that, it is going to be easy for you to get yourself going or to get yourself in the process of doing that thing. Now, there is a simple story I want to tell you. I apparently stay in a francophone country, and this country they speak French, and so as you know, I have to learn French. Now, so I was in a train and we were coming from somewhere. So I was seated with a neighbor, and this neighbor also was a new lady in the country. She didn't know French. So, but what surprised me, she was on Duolingo trying to compete with some guys. There is a functionality in Duolingo where you have to play games, like they bring a word, and so you match it with an exact English word. So she was playing to be the top guy in their team, and so everyone in the train was looking at her, and she was laughing in her earphones, laughing alone, playing. And she told me, man, this game is nice. I asked, what game is that? She told me she was playing a Duolingo game, like learning French. Damn. I was there struggling on how to learn French, but because she had incorporated play in her work of learning French, it became easier for her to be motivated to learn French. So it's not all about motivation, but incorporating play in the things you do. The same thing has really helped me on my YouTube channel. Most of it, after uploading like video number 7 or 8, I started also feeling the friction of recording videos of hitting record, of uploading, of editing. But now, after incorporating play in the work I'm doing now, it becomes easier to be motivated. On the other hand, there is a magic work push statement I always use, and I also copied it from some creator. And he says that if he doesn't feel motivated to do something, he just says, let me at least do this thing for 5 minutes. If I really don't want to do it, after 5 minutes, I'm allowed to quit. That is, I call it the magic work push statement. It pushes you to work. And you're allowed to work for only 5 minutes. If you feel like you don't want to work for more minutes after the 5 minutes, you're allowed to quit. But guess what happens? After the 5 minutes or before the 5 minutes end, you're already in the process of working. So it has really helped me. It puts me in the workflow. And by the way, I have not even quit since I started using that statement. It puts you in a workflow that you have to continue working. So after incorporating all those lessons I've told you, sometimes you really try incorporating those lessons in your work and you find no, you can't really go on harder and harder. Remember, one of the secrets I spoke when I was starting, it's all about treating yourself as a robot or a system. Systems or robots don't beat themselves up. If they have a malfunction, they first sit down and they're engineered, they're worked upon, then they resume later on. So you're a system, you're a robot. Please don't beat yourself up because you have not hit the goal you wanted to hit, because you have not done the work you want to do, because you have not worked for 7 hours a day or whatever number of hours a day. Just sit down, take some deep breath, take some small sleep, and wake up later on, continue your work. So if that sounds appealing to you, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'm going to be uploading more videos on personal development, physics, and tech. So if you haven't considered subscribing, please consider subscribing. I have a video uploaded about why airplanes fly high. It is right here. I have a video about supersonic flights. It's right here. Please consider checking them out and more other videos. Thank you for watching. See you next time.